Hey guys, ThunderClan Gaming bringing you another monster spotlight. This time it will be the Horus Imesety. Here are his stats. I forgot to show his runes here, but I'll put it at the end of the video. Obviously, you're looking at, oh my god, these stats are so bad. I know, right? These stats are pretty bad. But I use him so much right now that I don't really know what I can think of it. I wish I farmed like 2 or 3 more during the Hall of Heroes. Really, I do. So if we go through his skills, we can see that the first skill has an 80% chance to decrease enemy attack by 30%. And the second skill has a slow and has a 70% chance to decrease enemy attack by 30% on a 4-turn cooldown. And obviously the third skill is a defense buff and a crit rate buff. And you will give attack bar to the ally that you give this buff to. And yeah. So first of all, we'll be doing some arena. We'll be only be doing 2, and because I've only shown him in Guild Wars but never shown him in arena yet, basically this team will win against any team that does not have buff removal. I don't have any shield runes, but my team is so tanky that I don't really die. So here I one-shot the Chasun. I always go for Chasun first because reasons. I don't like her. And then basically Bulldozer can take out the second threat, Reviver, whatever. Of course, if you fight a single Reviver, you will want to kill Reviver first. Yeah, sorry for the lag. This is the only part in the video that lags a little bit because my internet was unstable at that time. I promise it won't happen again. So yes, I pop Steel Mars Endure here, and then we definitely win, even though it's just Imesety Bulldozer left, because one popped Endure, the other is extremely low, so we take them both out. Yeah, next fight will be against a similar team comp, but this time with a Veramos lead. So basically, it's the same idea. They have no buff removal, so we give them turn 1. The burner can move, their whole team can move, and I don't really care because my team is tanky enough. As you can see, they're not doing damage to my copper. And then I steal a turn from those two, and yeah. One shot Chasun here because I don't want to deal with Fallen Blossoms. And then one shot Veramos here because I don't want to deal with stuns or buff removal. Debuff removal, I guess. Of course, I'll reduce attack bar here, and then we just work on these 2 monsters. It's very straightforward, very simple, and I use it against anyone who doesn't have buff removal. The good thing about the team is that you don't really care about will runes at all, because A, opponent will probably move before you, and B, to ignore defense targets. Really doesn't care about will runes at all. I'm just gonna quickly finish up this battle, and then we will go into the PVE aspect. So I'll talk a little bit about PVE right now. I don't think he's the best monster for PVE. However, his kit is very good for people who are transitioning into fast clears. Attack bar reduction is very prevalent in PVE, especially in the B10, Giants B10, Dragons B10. Definitely not in Necro because it doesn't work, but here I will be showing Imesety and Giants. So when I did the recording, I believe that I brought too much attack bar reduction. Like, basically, if you want to make the giant not move, if you land slow debuff, you literally only need 2 things that have attack bar reduction. So in this case, if I was gonna bring 2, it would be Imesety and Galleon. So basically Hua is kind of redundant here, and she's fire, so she doesn't do that much damage, and I'd be better off taking someone who is wind or water and does pretty significant damage. I know Imesety's second skill is not max, but his first skill is, so the top right reduction is relevant here, and we can make use of it in the giants and dragons. Again, this is not a fast clear. This is like a faster clear than your normal Veromos Bella team, but it's definitely not like 50-second, those kind of teams, because what you're doing here is giving a slot to a defense buffer. Pretty much you're increasing your survivability in terms of giving defense buff as well as landing attack reduction. As you can see, Galleon had defense buff on him, so he didn't die from that hit. Usually my Galleon would die from Giant's counter if he gets hit. So yeah, this is like 1 minute 40. It's definitely not fast at all, but stage 3 was kind of unlucky and I didn't land armor break on the mid golem until a long time later. So now it's a dragon's run. You might be wondering why I'm bringing Imesety into dragons, because he's wind. The reasoning behind this is that only the mid boss dragon and the final boss dragon are fire type, and the rest of the crystals are unknown type, so I wouldn't really glance here at all. The main point is to reduce the attack bar of the trash waves so that I don't get armor broken by the crystals, which makes it safer for a run to come out. And then for the boss stage, it's the same idea. I want to keep the side crystals moving as less as possible, so the slow and attack bar reduction on second skill is pretty important there. It provides a bit of protection for the dungeon, but it slows it down, definitely slows it down. As you can see, everyone had defense buff, so no one dropped health at all here. That's why I bring him. That's why I think he's decent in dragons, even though he's wind type. So there's also another thing that we often forget about. It's the marching shout skill. The marching shout skill, like, oh look, in PvP, you obviously would use it on your slowest target, or copper or bulldozer, or something that can one shot the opponent, right? But in PvE, he auto chooses the person with the least attack bar to use it. So in this team, everyone is beneficial to getting that buff, because Ver just moved, right? And then you give him another turn, everyone else gets 40%. Bella just moved, oh look, it's mobilized cooldown reduction. And then Veromos just moved, oh look, I can cleanse, you know what I mean. Tower moves, of course you can get more damage in. So obviously Galleon will be pretty, like, if for a fast clear, like super fast clear, Galleon would be ideal. But if you're just trying to make a face team and you have Verd and Veromos and Bella, just slap in a Tark or something, slap in anything that does good damage. Theomars, it doesn't really matter that much. Put in Imesety there, and if your speed is up to par, you should be fine. Yeah, I don't see why it's a problem if you can get your Imesety max skilled, and then you can pretty much try this. Obviously, if you can get him max skilled, it's like this, but what if you can't? Well, then let's just say that he's just pretty much only a defense buffer for PvP, and then for PvE he's a lot worse, because you kind of really want him to have the attack bar reduction and AoE slow on as low cooldown as possible, and high activation rate as well. So finally, this is something I figured out by myself. I used to get A- to B+ for the water dragon because I don't know who to bring. Well, you might look, oh look, it's 2 pure nukers, 3 supports, and a bruiser. How do you get points? Well, I don't. I only get A with this team. The point of this is that I feel like he's extremely good here, not because like he has attack bar reduction, but because his third skill gives attack bar to someone else, which pretty much gains that person to full HP. Defense buff is also very useful here. You'll see in a bit that defense buff actually saves my entire front line from dying. Obviously, if you have better monsters and better nukers, you can bring them there. For me, like, if I had a Lagmaron here, oh yeah, sorry about that. If I had a Lagmaron here, I would definitely use him over Tower because it's just a lot harder for him to die. Tower here will die pretty soon, so it's just comparatively hard to get one of these teams with the units that you have and you don't want to make any new units. I tried Fuko here. He works, but his ruins is so bad that he doesn't really move because he's on my Necro team. And yeah, as you saw, my tower died there, and then now my Field Mars died. But everyone else lives. The front line lives because they're all win, right? Now you look, oh look, it's low health, and then he uses Stone of Despair, and in the end, no one dies. Why? Because defense buff. Why? Another thing is that the Imesety buffed Bernard's attack bar, and so Bernard got to use Tailwind, so everyone's HP got a bit higher. I think it's a pretty good combo, Bernard and Imesety for this one. Obviously, people will use things like Purian for more damage, but for the monsters I have now, I think he's a very good one here, as he provided a lot more points for me. It made me get my homunculus a lot faster. As you can see, it's an A here, nothing special, but yeah. For people who are having trouble getting A, try him out and see what happens. You only need max third skill there. So yeah, here are his ruins, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.